Y'all, you know my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. You know, Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why, you know, it feels like luxury in every piece. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday, Mugshot Monday. We're here for the season finale of Life After Lockup, season 5E, episode 50. 50.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Sounds
right.
Yep, 50. So, Love is Sacrifice is the name of this episode, Keisha. And when I was looking to get the name of it, because I was watching it on a screener, it said next week, it said the name of the episode, you're all new people, but it still said season 5.
I believe that.
I was like, no.
It should be a new season since it's Love during lockup.
Right. We should be starting over.
Yeah. Matt Sharp don't have time.
No, you don't want to pay these people. So
he's like, I don't have time.
Also, you guys, we did see lots of people had sent it to us that WeTV is going to put out a new show called Life After Lockup True Crime or something in February. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We'll be covering it. Just don't worry.
So let me understand this right.
Okay.
So it's going to be people we've already seen their stories, correct?
Uh-huh.
And they're going to break down their crimes.
Yes.
But haven't they already done that for us?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be just like a filler show or what it's going to be. Like, I don't actually know. It's just, it's going to be them telling what they did to, you know, I'll be interested to hear what Montana Mills has to say.
I read somewhere that people are like, I don't think he's going to do it.
You don't think he's going to say what he did?
They're like, he's probably not going to participate. I'm like, he's got 15 kids. I think he's going to participate. He needs to check.
He needs the money. Yeah.
Yes, he does. Mm-hmm.
What did you think about he and Justine's new track that we heard at the end of this episode?
Justine and Michael are hardcore living a ghetto fabulous life. From the naming of the children, braids, the rap career. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it is too much for them just to have a regular amount of children and a regular 9 to 5 job like the rest of America. They just can't do it. You know, any excuse to have another reason to have matching outfits, they'll do it. However, I will say Justine does have a good voice. Yeah,
it really wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Because I hadn't seen it, and I'd seen lots of people like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear you and Keisha talk about this. And I was like, I was prepared for something terrible, but it wasn't.
It wasn't bad. I mean, they're not about to get TikTok famous from that song or anything like that. Drake is not going to call and say, hey, I want you to feature on this new record. I mean, that's not going to happen. Yeah. But for the Lalu universe, it was one of the better records, rap situations.
I already told you I thought he was good, but everybody made fun of me when I said I thought he was. They said I was blinded by his good looks.
You are blinded by his good looks, but it was okay. It was okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna download it.
No,
it was okay.
No. And what will it be? Will it be Montana Mills
and Juju?
I don't know. Juju on that beat.
Juju on that beat. Yeah. I
Yeah.
sort of think Juju on that beat.
I do too.
Yeah.
Think of John, my son, doing that when he was little. He was so cute. He would
Scholar
do
too.
the
I still
little,
have a video.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Of
he would
her
do the
doing the
little
whole little
shoulder
dance.
shimmy. It was so cute.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I can
Yes.
get him
Yeah.
to recreate it when he comes home.
Scholar would stab me in the neck on the left side if I said, do that dance for me so I can record it. So I like living. So I'm gonna let you deal with John with that whole situation. So
Okay,
yeah.
I'll let you guys know. I'll tell you too that I went out of town this past weekend. I went to the Nemacolin Resort that's in Pennsylvania. We were there for a work trip for my husband, for a congresswoman that's from that area. And it's a really cool resort. It's super interesting. So on the way home to entertain ourselves, I just like did all this research on the family that owns it, because we know that the family that owns it is the guy who started 84 Lumber. Okay. So when I was researching this, because his one daughter now runs the whole empire, the 84 Lumber, the Nemacolin, there's this other thing. And so the one daughter he had tons of kids, but this one daughter runs everything. So of course, the people that work there aren't going to tell you anything. So I had to research, I was like, what do you mean? None of the other kids are in the family business. Like these people are billionaires and none of the kids wanted any of that money. I didn't say that.
What happened?
I go, that's weird. So then on the way home, thoroughly entertained ourselves by looking this up. And so we had with his first wife, he had 5 kids. He had 2 sons and 3 daughters.
Okay.
This first wife. They were married for like 54 years.
Holy shit, boss. And then he married someone else that had more kids?
Then he divorced her. She divorced him probably.
Okay.
Then he married a woman and had 2 kids. I believe that was his secretary, but 2 kids.
Ooh.
At this point, he's 70 something.
Oh my God.
Then,
okay, Montana Mills.
In 1 year, he divorced. No, in 1 year, he divorced that woman, married another woman, divorced that woman. In 2007, he got married twice. Then he married somebody else and divorced, a 22-year-old hairdresser, and he was 91.
Oh my God.
Then he married his final wife and had a kid whose name was JJ, and that kid would be like 10, and the siblings are like 60. Okay. Isn't that crazy? And so his 2 sons, he did have in charge of the business initially, but the one son, Joe Jr., got MS, and then his dad fired him because he got MS.
Okay. We already know this guy's a fucking horrible person, okay?
Yeah.
Just from all the wives. Like, when do you tap out? Like, there's a law that says you can only get married so many times, right?
Nope.
There is here in Texas. I think
there is.
5.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, because I have an ex-friend. If he had gotten married one more time, he would have maxed out. So, yeah. So when he got married the last, it's only 5 times that you can get married in the state of Texas. And it's like, you're done. This ain't for you. Stay single, date around. But at some point, those kids should have sat their dad down and said, it is time to stop fucking.
Oh, you
are 90 years old.
Well, I think that must be the reason that nobody else deals with him. So then he had another son whose name was Paul, who was in the business. And then he quit, according to him. The brother was fired. This one quit. I don't know about the other sisters, but the one daughter, Maggie, who was like a college dropout, is now 56 or whatever. She's like my age-ish, and runs this gajillion dollar empire that they have. She's the only one that runs it, and he like tapped her to do it. But the articles are fascinating about this guy. Just like he called her into the board meeting, and she was like 25, and called her into the board meeting and started bawling, crying like, I can't let the company get bought. It has to stay in the family. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. She's like 25 years old, and now his daughter from his second marriage, her name is Taylor. She's like 24, 25 and runs one of the arms called the like Hardy LLC. It's something they do where it's just a contracting business. And she's like 25 and is the CEO of that. And then the daughter Maggie is the CEO of 84 Lumber and Nemacolin and all that. And then there's all these other kids.
Rich dads. Why can't we have rich dads to tell us, here's the company?
Yeah, I mean, they're all like, he's a complete son of a bitch, like, such an asshole. And the daughter Maggie is in one of these articles, like, yeah, we would get on my dad's private plane and he would just pull out a map of the United States and put his finger down with his eyes closed and go, that's where we're going to put the next store. And they opened like,
kind of daddy I want.
Yeah. And she was like, she goes, the thing is when we bought Nemacolin, we just had so much money. She said, we've just had so much money. They bought it for like $5 million and they've put like $200 million into it to make, because now there's all these different buildings. I mean,
they're rich.
They have lions there for just no reason.
Like lions?
Lions.
Like
yeah. Lions. Like you drive around the property and there's all these animal enclosures and it's like, there are the bison, there are the wolves, there are the lions, there are the Bengal tigers.
Wow.
You're like, did you get these from Joe Exotic? Where did they come from?
Yeah, that's like,
they're definitely not in cages that are big enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that part when you told me that when it's like on their estate. I'm like, okay, that's not enough space for them. But the fact that they could just afford to, and I bet those animals eat pretty damn good.
Yeah, he would just see things and be like, you know what?
I want 2 of those.
I saw that in Paris. I think I'd like to build part of Nemacolin to look like the chateau in Paris and then just do that. It's crazy.
Is he still alive?
He died January 7th. And I just remember
on top of a woman?
No, you would think.
Yeah.
But Nemacolin was planning a 100th birthday party for him on his birthday, January 7th, 2023.
Okay.
And it was the whole thing about come celebrate this, larger than life character, blah, blah, blah. He died on his birthday. They had to cancel the party.
So he did like a Betty White. Because remember, she was 99 planning her party and died like short of a month before the party.
Yeah, he died on his 100th birthday.
His birthday.
Wow. And they were like, he wanted to get to 100, so we applaud him for reaching that goal. Yeah. It was fascinating. I would love to hear like a whole podcast or something about him because
that's documentary worthy right there.
All the different articles we were reading all had just a little bit something extra in it.
Right.
And I was like, why haven't they mentioned all these other kids? Where are they? What are they doing? They're just rich. And then the guy, Joseph Hardy, is saying in these articles, like, I don't know what my sons are doing. Like, I mean, I know they each have like 4 or 5 homes, so I guess they're doing fine. Like their wives don't like me. I don't know. Like it was a lot of comments about the sons' wives. He didn't like them.
So, okay. Imagine if my father-in-law were like a trillionaire, like you said, this guy is, I would be the best daughter-in-law. Like he would like me more than he liked James.
Yeah, me too.
Just, I wouldn't mind wearing like something shortcut around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I've got my own trust fund just for you. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, Big Daddy. Like, I'm okay with that,
Yeah. You're like, we didn't think you'd make it to 100, but you did.
You did.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
It's a crazy story. So I really do hope somebody somewhere out there is making a documentary, although it seems like the kids he has on the property when you're driving around, there's like a whole like glass enclosure that's just like planes that he collected. Then there's another whole enclosure and it's just like vintage Bentleys and Rolls Royce and all these cars.
Oh my God.
And everywhere you turn is art that you're like, are we in France? Are we in Italy? What is this art? The art is everywhere. And one of the articles said it is like $20 million worth of art in Nemacolin because it's you everywhere. And some of the artists you recognize, you're like, well, that's an original piece of that you see in museums and it's just hanging here in the lobby.
In your house.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I highly recommend anybody going to Nemacolin. It was really great. It had snowed, so it was magical. They had put up, they have like X amount of millions of dollars worth of Christmas lights. The Christmas lights are incredible.
I can't even imagine.
Well, what we did last night was we went down to this nightcap bar, which had like the velvet curtains when you go in and it's all very,
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
And they had a Naughty Elves Christmas show. Mm-hmm. So we didn't know what it was going to be. We thought, well, it'll be funny, whatever. Well, there are these just like, off Broadway people and they come in just for the weekend to do this thing. The singing was really good. And it's really fun to hear like Christmas music and stuff. And the singing was great, but all the stuff they were trying to do about the naughty stuff was so corny and stupid. It was so, we're like, if they just would have been singing Christmas songs, we would have loved it. It was like a jazz trio, and they were doing like the Charlie Brown music, you know? Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah. Even I told Dave, I go, I'm not even being a prude. This is just stupid. He goes, I agree. The jokes are so stupid, corny.
Aw, I hate it when a person can't do a good sex joke.
Not good at all. So stupid. But 10
how
out of 10
dreadful.
recommend. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Okay. Well, you still gave a good recommendation for them, the whole
Yeah.
situation. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
What did you do this weekend? Because you said that you, like me, had too much to drink last night.
Oh God, yes. Yes. We went out to dinner with some friends at this really cool steakhouse by the water, which I love their decor. It was dark, antique furniture, like a longhorn with Christmas decorations on its horns. And
very Texas.
I had a glass of Prosecco, but when I get to that second glass, if it's a really good Prosecco, I get litty, right?
Okay.
So I was already litty, cracking blowjob jokes, all kinds of stuff like that. This was just at dinner. So our waitress was really, really cool. And I don't know, I asked her something and she was a white girl. She goes, so my husband did his ancestry and he found out he was like 0.002 African. I said, that's your black king. That is your black king. She goes, do you want to meet my black king? I said, I want to meet your black king. So I went up there and met him. He damn near looked Norwegian. I was like, you got to keep representing. I said, what part of Wakanda are you from? Because I want to see if we're cousins somewhere down the line. So at this point, I'm already kind of drunk. So then we go to this bar. Oh my God.
So he was like Steven from Love is Blind.
Yes, he was.
Yes. Okay.
Then we went to a bar and I drank my ass off. And I'm not a big drinker.
Yeah.
But I probably had 8 drinks last night.
Ooh.
James is like, you stumbled in the house. By the time we got inside the house, my face hurt. I was so fucked up. And then I had an early hair appointment. And then my stomach said, oh, so you think you're grown? I'm about to show you that you still have IBS all day long today. I'm just like,
are you going to make it through this recording?
I think I'm done. But if you see me run out, carry on.
Okay, I'll just keep talking.
I can come right back here and catch up to wherever you're at. But I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, your hair looks great.
It's kind of sex hair. I got it done today. It won't look this good again until I get it redone again.
It looks great, though. It looks really good.
This is all I got. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all, you know my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. You know, Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why, you know, it feels like luxury in every piece. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks. This episode is brought to you by iRestore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The iRestore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA cleared device, the iRestore Elite, harnesses the power of low level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non-invasive, pain-free, and drug-free way to bring your hair back to life. With the iRestore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science-backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too, and we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices, and I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So you can try it risk-free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So are you ready to get medical-grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. Well, okay. Let's talk about this finale. Life After Lockup. Love is sacrifice, okay?
Yeah.
So that's true. Love is sacrifice. So
yes, it is.
Let's start with Tinny and Rob. So we opened where we ended last time with Rob's mom, Kate.
And I have something for her too, from her too.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's talk about them and then you tell me what it is. Okay. So Rob's mom, Kate, is getting all mad and saying, he doesn't know how to finagle both families. He doesn't know how to handle it. And now we see Tinny at her office and she's like, everybody's so worried about how Rob is spending his time now that he's out, but nobody was worried about when he was in. They wouldn't go visit him for 16 years. So and that's a really good point. She's like, oh, they're so worried about him now, but they didn't worry about him then.
And that's true. But on the flip side, we find out that Kate had other kids that she was raising as well.
Yeah.
As a single mom.
Yeah.
So not that it's right, but
yeah. So she's like, I'm going to take my lunch early. So,
but she wasn't really working. So,
I mean, you were looking at your phone. So
yeah, that's all you did that day. I'm like, how are you taking an early lunch on your first day on the job?
I think that's you guys need me. I'll be in here. I'm just going to eat in the break room.
Right.
So back to the table, Kate and Keisha and Rob sit down again to talk. And he says, you say I never check on you, but I do check on you. And Kate says, I am really sorry that whole thing, with Tinny happened, especially in front of the kids. And, that person is in me. She's asleep.
Right.
But she's in there and I don't want that person coming out. And I'm like, sorry it happened in front of the kids. So
we saw her yawn. She's asleep, but we did see her yawn when she was cussing Tinny out. Like the beast yawned a little bit. It came
I thought you were talking about me. I was like, I didn't yawn.
No. The old Kate yawned a little bit, even though she's asleep. So we know it's there. That clearly it's there.
Oh yeah. And she says she doesn't want that person coming out. She's not that person anymore, whatever. So Rob cries and is talking to his mom. He's like, life is short. I want to work all this out. I want to look towards the future. He's trying to, live on the outside and have a job and all this. And she's like, well, a lot of that's just living and being a man. So you're just, figuring out how to do it. And in the Talking Head, he says, my mom feels that I'm there for Tinny and not for her. And I really have to figure out a way to bridge the gap between the two. Now, Tinny's on the way home and she's like, Kate, she'll flip out on anybody. She flip out on the White House, the Supreme Court, and God.
I like a good list. When you list off the things, I like that a lot. Yeah,
that was funny. She said she only cares about herself. Now, Rob talks to his mom and says, you and Tinny are similar. You both explode, for no reason. And she's like, my son's so cute. So the production says to Kate, do you want to make amends with Tinny? And she's just like, let me get back to you on that. I don't.
Right. It's too soon.
It's a little soon.
Did you just see me banging on the tables in there and spilling water when I was talking about Tinny?
Yeah.
A little bit too early to ask me if I want to be around her.
And then Kate's going, I'm just biding my time for this footage to come out so y'all can see that I was right the whole time.
I have to say that footage is the most replayed footage we've ever seen in Lalu history. They played the hell out of that clip this season. I'm like, okay, we get it. We get it. How about you just send it to them directly?
I don't know why they just don't say to Tenny, do you want to see
Look at the clip. Yeah.
Or Rob or somebody. So
yeah.
Rob hugs his mom and his brother and they're leaving, and Kate gets in her car, and in a talking head, she says, it feels good, to start building again with Rob. I want somebody to talk to sometime. And I mean, I might need a few dollars. I mean, sons, that's what they're there for. That's why I had 5.
And a lot of women do feel that way about their sons, especially when they're single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
They do. And I'm not saying it's right or if it's wrong, but a lot of them do expect for their sons to help take care of them a little bit when they're grown. And I think this is case in point.
I think that's fine to want to take care of your parents, but he's been out of prison like a month. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I know. And I think part of it is because he was consistently sending her money when he was in prison.
Right.
Because he was able to do that. He just can't. I mean, he told Tenny she had to go get a job. He doesn't have the money like that anymore. And I don't know if she doesn't believe that. I think she doesn't believe it. I think she thinks he's choosing to spend it on Tenny and the kids.
Yeah. But I mean, they've definitely downgraded their living situation.
Oh, yeah.
And they're literally like, we both need to be like regular working class people.
Yeah.
To get themselves back on their feet. So Tenny arrives home and the kids are helping Rob put the furniture away. Right. And she comes home and she's like, I get on the camera and I see this woman, your mom, in the backyard slamming her fist, water flying everywhere. And you didn't tell me she was going to be here. And then she had the nerve to say that I provoked her. And then we again roll it.
See the clip.
Roll the footage. Yeah. And then the production says to Tenny, do you think that you put your hands on her? And she says, I did not put my hands on her. It is not in my character. It is not something I would ever do.
Okay, so let's just say Kate had hit Tenny first. Mm-hmm. Tenny still beat that woman down on the ground. Okay.
But it's not in her character. It's not in her character.
Yeah, it is well within your. It was asleep. Like Kate said, that old her was asleep, but Tenny woke all the way up. I mean, she did fight that woman hard.
Yeah,
so
she lost her ever living mind.
She did. She went berserk in front of her kids. Since everything is about in front of her kids, she did that in front of them.
She sure did.
And her big titty friend and her mom.
What happened to her? So she tells Rob, she's like, I want you to have a relationship with your mother. I think that would be great. I want you to do it, but I don't think it has to be forced on me. I don't have to have a relationship with her. And he goes, so you came all the way home to tell me that my mother can't come over? And she goes, yeah, I did. Yeah. If she's going to act like a 2-year-old, she can't come over.
That's funny.
She's walking back out. She's all mad. She's walking back out to her car. And she says, you cannot think it's okay to have your mother in our home without telling me. And so he kind of is trying to argue. And she was like, no. And so he goes, you know what? I was wrong. I should have told you in advance. And she says, after everything that's happened, Kate has not apologized to me. And then she goes into my house and hugs my kids. And I don't know how that brain functions. She doesn't take any accountability.
Well, you don't either.
You don't either because you won't say that you hit her first,
No.
So Rob says, what if she did take accountability? Then would you be willing to work on it? And Tenny says, if she could show that she could maintain a relationship with you, her blood, then maybe we can talk about it. And she says, and what I'm really mad about is I would never do that to you. And so I think her point about if Kate can show she can have a consistent relationship with Rob, then Tenny, I think that's a good point for her to make. Because she's expecting Kate to fail, I think.
Yeah, and Kate probably will. But I mean, at the same time, it's kind of hard to tell your partner, your parent can't come to our house, which on the flip side, I do understand why. But I think the best thing to do is for Rob and Kate to have their own relationship.
Yeah.
Because these two are just not going to get along. They're just not.
The kids already have a wonderful, grandmother, and they don't need Kate as a grandma. They don't need that figure in their life.
They don't need gangster Kate as a grandma. Mm-mm. She's good.
Mm-mm. So in the talking head, Tinny goes, in regards to Kate, like if I had a baby, I have no intention of inviting her to a baby shower, no intention of asking her to come to the hospital, no intention of having her babysit. People will suck the life out of you if you let them, and givers got to set boundaries because takers hardly ever do. And then we see him in a talking head, and he like tears up about, how far we've come. And he says, I think, Tinny and I together can do anything. I've got all these big dreams, like, a house and vacations. And then that's the end of them until we get to the end and it tells us what they're doing now.
Yeah. So I guess enough people have contacted Tinny about the fact that she did indeed hit this woman. So she's in like a comment section, and I guess she's doing like just answering questions like number 1, number 2. So number 4 on the list was, me mushing her in the face is something I had to have done out of emotion. Cause KUZ, to be honest, I truly didn't recall that until it aired. That was my bad, and I'll eat that. And that's
good.
It. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so she was in a blackout rage and she doesn't remember what she did.
Which I can understand that sometimes you do, just like people have won court cases because they're like, I just blacked out.
Yeah.
But that was at the beginning of the fight. Like that is what started the fight.
Right.
Her mushing. So whatever. She did it.
Okay.
And she didn't really apologize for doing it, but she just said my bad.
She did say my bad.
On someone's toe. Like when I step on someone's toe, I'm like, oh, my bad. You mushed this whole woman in the face on camera and knocked her down to the ground. But I guess my bad is enough. Okay. That's all we're going to get. So at least we got something. My bad.
My bad. Oh, God, that is so funny. This episode is brought to you by iRestore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal, and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The iRestore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA-cleared device, the iRestore Elite, harnesses the power of low-level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non-invasive, pain-free, and drug-free way to bring your hair back to life. With the iRestore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science-backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too, and we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices, and I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So you can try it risk-free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So are you ready to get medical-grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. Y'all, my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why it feels like luxury in every peace. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks. Okay, let's move on to Bianca and Daniel. So, okay, this is just fake because they head out on a date to the Japanese friendship garden. And she's like, I think we should go on a little date. And he goes, okay, that sounds good. And he happens to put the ring in his pocket, you know. So they sit down. And this is probably the calmest conversation we've ever seen them have.
Yes, especially on her part. Boy,
she looks like she's got the scurvy. I mean, she just looks so
what
pale.
Is the scurvy?
She looks like she has scurvy. She looks like she's got some sort of ancient disease that makes people
die.
Whittle away. They become very pale, and then they what was another like an old timey disease like consumption?
Well, the Black Plague that kind of did that a little bit. Yeah. She just looks unhealthy.
She looks ill. She
really does. Yeah.
I was concerned. She's on that park bench, and I'm like, you're blinding the people walking by with your skin. It's like, whoa, girl.
Whenever they show her, I in my head visually do this. I'm cutting off her ends. Yes,
off the ends.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, why? I'm like, why are you hanging on to those shreds? I don't get it.
She looks great now. I think that getting Daniel out of her life and getting a hairstylist has helped her a lot.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they're sitting down and she says, I feel like you regret asking me to marry you. And he goes, well, I don't regret it. And she goes, so like, what is this relationship? And he goes, I don't regret it, but I do feel like I jumped the gun and that you feel like I'm not following through. And she goes, right. I do feel that way. That is what's happening. And she says, what's holding you back? And he says, look, and he's talking like somebody who's his age, you know, he's like, I just got a job. We don't have any housing. And she goes, we can get a house. He goes, no, we can't afford a place without your savings. And we don't need to be doing that.
Yep.
He goes, I don't even have a driver's license yet. You know, my life is a mess and it won't be fair to dump you into all that mess. And she goes, I'm already in it. Like, we're dating. I moved here for you. We live together. I'm already in it. In her talking head, she says, it just seems like he's always got excuses. And I gotta say, I agree with her here because him be like, I don't want to dump you in all this mess. Well, she is already in it. She moved there. So
by choice.
But I agree with her in this. She's like, I don't think they should get married and I don't think they should get engaged. But I do agree with him going, I don't want to get you caught up in my mess. She's like, you already had me move here and you're living with me. So what are you talking about?
Right. But he gave very mature
reasons.
Yeah. And he was correct in all those.
He's correct. Yeah. And he says, so you don't like understand that I'm committed. And she goes, yeah, like not committed all the way. Like what's so hard to give me something to symbolize it? Like an engagement ring. It's not like we have to get married in a month. I mean, this was so set up because she would have just said, what if you give me something to symbolize it? He just it was just such a setup.
The ring. But here's my question. Where does she think he would get the money to buy an engagement ring?
The parents had to take him to Plato's Closet to get some like used underwear. So, I mean.
Exactly. I mean, he got underwear, shoes, socks, shirts, shorts, and a ring for $77.
That's right. I need to go to Plato's Closet. That's where it's at.
Right?
Apparently.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I haven't been there.
I think I've been there once.
I know where one is. I know. Yeah, I know where one is, but maybe I wonder if they have an online store.
I don't know.
I like to sit my ass on the couch and shop.
Me too.
So he gets this ring out and he goes, so it's not an engagement ring. It's like a promise ring. And she's like, huh?
Okay.
He says, and he goes, I'm promising to become the man I deserve to become your husband. So let me see it on your right hand. She goes, why on my right hand? He goes, because only the best rock in the world can go on that left hand. And I was like, he's really laying it on thick, you know?
He's kind of love bombing her in this situation.
He is. And so he puts it on the hand. She's like, okay, it's kind of loose. Like, all right, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. And the talking head, she goes, this is like a get out of jail free card. He thinks that
It
he's bought
was.
himself a few months. And she goes, and the ring fits on my middle finger, which is fitting, and puts it up to the camera.
Well, you know what? She should have dropped hints. Like, she knows he doesn't know her ring size.
Right.
So she all over the house, she'd be like, oh, number 6. I love the number 6. That meal was $6. Like, she should have been throwing out hints about her ring size. That way he would have known when he went to Plato's closet to buy the ring. But no, now she's got a size 8 ring on her size 6 finger. So,
So then she says to him, she goes, so what are we exactly? And he goes, well, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay. And he goes, and I'm committed to you. And she goes, so the promise is that one day we'll get engaged. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, no, he goes, no. He says that's not what the promise is, but we're going to get there. Just give me time and have patience with me. So that is the promise. Whatever. He's just talking in a circle.
He's just buying time. He really is. He doesn't know. He knows he needs to shut her up.
Yeah.
For a little bit longer. So just do what you got to do. And that's what you do when you're homeless.
And your lease is up and you ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he tries to kiss her and she like pulls away. But then she goes, okay, fine. And she kisses him and says about the ring. She's like, it just doesn't feel authentic. And he goes, it is. So in the talking head, he says, at the end of the day, I don't think this is what she needs to feel happy in the relationship. I think the ring was not the problem in the relationship. Mm-hmm. I'm with somebody who doesn't know what love is, who doesn't love their self, and doesn't believe me when I say that I love them. And he says, but I didn't love myself at 23 or at 29. And for me, before prison, I couldn't cope with all the pressures of life. I had to learn who I was the hard way. And she needs that too. And I believe in her and I believe she can get there.
Okay. Yeah, so that all makes perfect sense. Then he cheated on her with like 5 women that we know of and became a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
There you have it. Mm-hmm. So in the car, they're sitting. And so they've got cameras in the car, but they're filming them from outside, which was a choice. But he's telling her, I love you. And I mean it. I meant everything I said. And the talking head, she goes, all I can do is wait, I guess, because what am I going to do? I'm not going to break up with them. When you love someone, you stick it out.
Yeah, but sometimes love ain't enough.
No. And I did feel that, gaslighting, love bombing from him.
He did. And I like him a lot, but he did a lot of it this episode.
He really did.
It was so obvious that's what he was doing. But then again, when you're homeless and carless, you do what you got to do to keep a roof over your head. Yeah. So I think he likes her.
I do too. And I think he appreciates that she was supportive of him and he had somebody to talk to when he was in prison.
But he knows this is not his person.
And then did you see that thing that he posted, which is a picture of him? And it was like my face when I found out Bianca catfished me.
You sent that to me.
But
I know. But she kind of did.
But they did FaceTime calls. We saw it. They did a FaceTime call every week.
But you could get a filter on a FaceTime call, can't you?
I don't think when you're doing that prison thing, you can, because they're like on those prison iPads and they, I mean, maybe she could filter it from her end, but she had also gone to visit him one time in prison, right? Before he got out.
Yeah.
So he's seen her in person.
I mean, but the pictures were catfishing.
The pictures are very filtered. They are.
I think he may be feeling the heat a little bit because he got caught cheating. Mm-hmm. So now he's kind of like, well, she did catfish me. He's being immature about it right now.
Yeah, right. All right. Zaria and Troy, 6 weeks out of prison. So Troy is walking to the car, to Yana's car, because if we recall from last week, she didn't bring baby Troy. She said she was. It's, by the way, his fault. And so he's walking to the car and he's like, he literally says this, open the car. When I tell you to open the door, you open the door. Is my daughter in there? He's talking very rudely.
Well, he's also very high. Why, even if baby Troy were there, she wouldn't be going anywhere with you. You are blazed right now.
Yeah,
so
totally. And he walks back over to Zaria and she's like, what happened? And he says, my daughter ain't in that car. She's got some goofy bitch in there with her. And Zaria goes, who is it? He goes, I don't know that bitch. And the way he's talking is real different than the way we've seen him talking.
Yes, it is.
Which you say is how he acts on those lives.
Girl, on those lives, you will be dumber after you watch them. Like literally. I mean, it's like, what kind of education did these people get? Why are they on drugs? Why are they on? Karen literally lives on live. Like,
it's so weird. She never goes on. Yeah. Is she trying to earn like those little badges and things where people send money?
No. That's the funny thing about it, because at least like I will watch like someone's live and they're like, hey, send me this, send me that.
Yeah.
Fuck. The other day she was saying that's why Zaria has HIV and that she's dirty. Her drawers are dirty. She's like, her pussy stinks. She's like, I may be however Karen is. She goes, but my panties don't stink. I'm like, oh my God. What is wrong with these people? Like they are all insane.
Yeah. He showed his ass on this because he did not act nice.
He did not look, no. And he usually does act pretty nice and calm.
Yeah.
But not this time.
So he says that the goofy bitch is in the car. And I love the phrase goofy.
Goofy bitch. It makes me giggle. It really does. Because why she got to be goofy? Like you literally just saw this poor woman who rode with her friend.
Yeah.
In case popped off and she had to come and back her up. But now she got to be a goofy bitch.
And Zaria goes, yeah, she was over here saying like, you need to control your man. You need to control your man after she blatantly dismissed me. He's like, yeah, she wouldn't even talk to you. What? So
she don't have to.
And they're talking head together. Troy and Zaria, she says, I really want them to get along so they can co-parent. Like I really do. I want him to be able to see his daughter. And he's like, yeah, I want to be with my child. My child's being taken away from me. And that's whack. And Zaria says, the only thing I can figure out is jealousy. She's jealous. I mean, he has done nothing wrong.
How about he's been in prison for 7 years? Let's start there.
He's been in prison since this kid was like 1 year old.
Yeah. He doesn't know what it is to parent. Hell, Zaria doesn't even have her kid. She's worried about, bridging this gap between Troy and his daughter. Well, what about your son and his actual dad?
Where is that guy?
We have no idea where this guy is. We don't know if he pays child support. We have no idea where he is.
Oh, he's in prison. Is he still in prison? Did he get out of prison?
I thought he was out of prison.
Oh.
I don't know.
You'll have to watch a 7-hour live to find out.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then Zaria and Troy talk and she says, this is the woman you chose to have a child with. And you need to man up and have a calm conversation with her. Like you need to be calm. You can do it. I was like, I don't know if he chose to have a child with her.
I think it just kind of happened.
I think it just happened. So Troy goes up to talk to Yana and he's again smoking a giant joint, asking why he can't have his kid. I was like,
let's start here.
Let's start with this behavior.
The joint. Yeah.
So he says, how can we co-parent if you won't even let me see her? And yeah, I made one mistake. And she goes, I'm not going to let my daughter just go with anybody. And I did give you a chance and you blew it, which is completely her right. Yeah, and he doesn't have any parental rights.
Zero. Because you know what? If he really, 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 really wanted to see baby Troy like he says he does, he would go right down to the attorney general's office, file child support on himself so that he could get that basic, what do they call it? The basics kit is what I call it, where you get your kid every Thursday and every other weekend. But he's not going to do that because he doesn't want to pay child support.
That's a good point. Because he doesn't have a job that pays any money, as we know.
No.
So in the talking
his
head,
his OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, I think
which what a Karen. I gotta give a shout out to Mike, who watches the show and he'll send me stuff like, hey, did you catch Karen's live? And she said this. So Karen called it fans only.
And is she promoting her son showing his dick on the internet?
Absolutely not. Because she was talking about him like he was gutter trash. that day. So you never know. One day she loves him. That's her son. The next day he ain't shit. It's wild. It really is.
It's a ride. It's a ride.
Mm-hmm.
So the talking heads, Zaria and Troy, and he's talking, but he's rambling. He's like, in order to see my daughter, I got to go to Buffalo. I don't even know what he's saying.
Yeah.
And Zaria says, I'm willing to work with Yana, and I want them, I want all of us to coexist because, no, he says he wants them all to coexist because he is going to be with Zaria for the rest of his life. And she's like, "Aw." And then she goes, "That's great. As long as you don't look at another woman or touch another woman or think about another woman or breathe near another woman, we're going to be fine." He's like, "Okay."
How much do you want to bet when they got back in the car, she started asking him questions about Yana's goofy ass friend? Well, how does she look? Did you say hi to her?
Yeah.
Did you breathe her air? Mm-hmm. What? Why were you looking at her? He probably caught hell for that.
How did you know she was goofy? You must have been really checking her out.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's move on to Melissa and Louie. This was really nothing. It was
a nothing burger.
Half of a scene. And then we had that listener that sent us, what has she done to her face? Her face looked the same to me.
So the only thing that I noticed was that it looked like she had just gotten her lips done.
Yeah.
And they kind of zoomed in a little bit. That's the only thing that I really saw. Maybe she did look different because my mom also said something. She goes, "What the fuck did she do to her nose?" I'm like, "Are you just now noticing her nose?" Like, what? She goes, "I don't know. She looked extra weird." So I didn't see. I just noticed the lips.
Yeah, she should have just not messed with her face. It was fine the way it was.
Really, yeah. She just, yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah. She should have paid that extra money to make sure that Louis' teeth actually fit inside of his mouth.
I know.
Instead of getting that nose.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by iRestore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The iRestore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA-cleared device, the iRestore Elite, harnesses the power of low-level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non-invasive, pain-free, and drug-free way to bring your hair back to life. With the iRestore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science-backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too, and we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices, and I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So you can try it risk-free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So are you ready to get medical-grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. Y'all, you know my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. You know, Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why, you know, it feels like luxury in every peace. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks. So, Melissa and Louis, and he is telling her, like that he's upset that she went to get the ring appraised and all that. And he said, you were influenced by somebody else. And it did affect me. It hurt my feelings that you did that because you don't trust me. He says, I've changed my whole life. And everything, that happens is about what I used to be and what I used to do. And it's no credit given for how much I've changed. And he says, everything's always against me. If I go to apply for a job, it'll be great until they look me up. And I just don't want to be always seen as this felon. And he says, and I got you that ring for you. I did. Right. He keeps going. It's $24,000 for that ring. Where it's like, you did not pay $24,000 for that ring.
Pay that much, and we all saw it. So stop saying that.
And he says, I want to be your fiance. I want to be your husband. But to a lot of people, I'm just a felon. And I just need you, of all people, I need you to trust me. And he says, do you trust me? And she was like, I trust you more than I used to. And I was like, that's a wrong answer.
That is not what he needed to hear at that moment.
No. And she says, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. And that's it. It was like 4 minutes. It was like nothing.
No.
All right, Brittany and Key Rock. I still don't understand. I still don't understand about Brittany and Key Rock. Does Tammy and Ocean still live in Houston and now they're back in Richmond? I don't understand.
I have no idea. All I know is that Tammy walked in that house looking like Mrs. Ronald McDonald with that fucking wig on.
Tammy's always got an interesting wig on. Always.
Wait a minute. You are right. But this is in the top 3 of really bad ones that she's worn.
I like it when she wears that one that's like the headband with the wig attached to it. That looks good.
That looks better. This was not a good look for Tammy. No.
Well, all right. So Brittany calls her best friend Shayla, and we see her.
Who I don't like. I've never liked this girl.
Yeah, I think she's a stirs the pot.
Something, I don't know. I just have never liked her.
Yeah. So we see her cute daughter Nyla is talking to, and so Brittany's flying in, and Shayla's going to pick her up. It is day 29 of her travel pass. How did you feel about that?
My anxiety, my anxiety went up because I would have been back home on day 21. Like day 29 is cutting it way too close.
I agree because there could have been weather.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
I agree.
Yes.
Way too
my
close.
Anxiety went.
And the new place is all fixed up. I didn't see waterfall, Big Waterfall. I didn't see any waterfalls.
I didn't see the Picasso that they said they were going to put in there. I didn't see any of that, but it looked better.
Yes, they've got it fixed up. And so when she gets back, she's going to stay with Shayla. She told us she had to stay with a family member and be on the lease.
She did.
Okay. So Shayla is not your family member.
No.
Okay.
It's Brittany telling us these things. And even when she says something, Key Rock will be like, that's not actually what it is. So I don't know if Brittany has smoked away some brain cells, but she never fully tells us the truth.
Yeah.
It's always
weird.
like 92% the truth.
Yeah, totally. So she's saying, I'm just praying I'll get to come back to Houston really soon. And then Shayla says something weird. She says, first of all, she says she's talking about basically like Life 360. Like you'll be able to see if he's speeding in the car and you both need to get this app so you can see each other. And then Shayla says, this is weird. She says, don't give me any money. All I want is for you to find a job. Does she mean like rent? It seems like we missed a part of a conversation.
Yeah, I felt like she was talking about you don't have to pay any bills, just get yourself together, which that's nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
And then she was like, do you and Key Rock have any rules? And she goes, yeah, our rules are, keep your location on and sleep on FaceTime.
Huh?
Why?
How are you going to know that someone's even on FaceTime because you're asleep?
I guess if you wake up, you want to see their face. I don't know.
Mary Payne, I tell you what, I'm at the age now, if you gonna cheat, just cheat. Just don't wake me up when you get home. Do what you gotta do. Just leave me out of it. I don't have time to watch a person, what they're doing, who they're talking to, how fast they're driving.
Yeah.
No.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And her aunt is going to come over once a week to clean the apartment because, Key Rock is messy.
No, she's sending her aunt over there to do a full investigation of what's going on, okay?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And in the talking head, Key Rock says, listen, I trust Brittany. I just don't trust Shayla, So then she's telling Key Rock, the app works both ways. You could track me too. And then, we were reminded that Key Rock stepped out on Bree while he was still in prison. And that
they were broken up too.
Yeah, he said our relationship was brand new, like less than 60 days. And he said, but I did fuck up. And then she, of course, cheated on him too.
Yeah.
And then they talk about being how it's going to be hard. They're going to be long distance again. Okay. Now here's what I want you to notice. Okay. Key Rock's mom, Tammy, and the boyfriend, Ocean, come over. Okay. And Ocean's in quite a get up. I don't know where he's going in that outfit, but he was ready. He was ready.
Well, she was ready too with that goddamn red wig on. They had plans for after this.
Well, when they walked in, it was broad daylight. And they were like, oh, you're getting ready to go. She goes, yeah, the flight's so early. It's like we're leaving in about 30 minutes. The flight's like at 7:30. So that would have meant it was like 5 a.m. Okay. So they filmed this the night before because when they came in, it was broad daylight. They go outside to talk. It's broad daylight. Do we think this was 5 a.m, broad daylight?
Oh yeah. That is why you're Mary Payne Gilbert.
I was so annoyed by this
kind of shit. You noticed that. I didn't notice that at all.
So, they're talking about, her being able to come back and stuff. And Tammy says, look, if they don't let you come back, we'll all just come back to Virginia. And Key Rock goes, no, I'm building credit and I have a job here. And I'm showing that I can pay my rent and all that. And then Tammy talks to Brittany and says, you're my daughter. I'll come where you are and all that. And then she goes, please come over here and cook for him. Like he doesn't know how to cook. And you're talking to how Brittany reminds us she can't get off probation until she pays her restitution, which is about $10,000, does that mean it's about 10, which means it's really 20? Because
Key Rock said it's more.
Key Rock has said it's more. And she's going to do nails and babysitting jobs to get some money. And if it takes too long for her to get the money to come back and she doesn't get approved, then he's going to have to move back to Virginia.
Okay, wait a minute. She said that she was going to do nails.
And babysitting.
To make money. Bitch, your nails wasn't done. She had one hand with nails on and the other hand was bare. Bitch, you don't need to do nobody's nails. You need to finish your set first. She had it on 2 scenes. She had it during the confessional scene, the talking head, and I think when she was leaving.
But
why?
Also, she told us she dropped out of nail school, so she can't do nails.
Well, you can in your apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just not going to do it in a nail salon where you need a license, but you can do that shit in your apartment.
Come over to Shayla's. I'll do your nails.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Key Rock and Ocean talk outside and he's saying all this is super stressful. We don't know when she's going to be able to come back. And, but the problem is we stayed at Coffee's place for months with no income. Months.
Yeah.
They were in my town for months.
Weeks. They were in that little bitty apartment. That apartment was super small.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And he said, I've paid all the court bills, everything, and I've used up all my savings. So in the talking head, he says, in all honesty, it is her fault. She didn't get approved for the move. She could have been working and putting money aside to pay this restitution, and then she would get approved. I don't know why she thought she was going to get approved when she knows she can't get off probation. So why did she think she's going to get approved? I don't understand any of this.
It's Brittany logic.
Now, when Mom and Ocean walk out, they say goodbye because they're Brittany and Key Rock are about to go to the airport. It's bright daylight. 4 seconds later, they act like Key Rock and Brittany are walking out right behind them. Pitch black dark. Pitch black dark.
I didn't notice any of that.
And then as they're in the car driving to the airport, it is starting to be like dawn. The light is very light, like it's just coming up. The sun's coming up.
So what you're saying sounds right, that they filmed that scene at nighttime, and when he's actually taking her to the airport, it is the next morning.
Yeah, I think they're like, hey, come over at like 5, but we're going to pretend it's in the morning, because they're like, I'm not coming over there at 5 o'clock in the morning to film with y'all.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. I'm like, oh, well, if y'all want me, we're going to have to change the schedule up a little bit.
But when they opened the door to leave, it was pitch black dark. And they're trying to act like 4 seconds before they're coming just behind Tammy and Ocean. Oh, my God. And also, when they get in the car, and before, when she was talking to Tammy Ocean when they first came over, her hair was parted down the middle, not a stitch of makeup.
Yes.
At the airport, her hair's parted down the side and a full face of makeup. So when did she repart her hair and put on a whole face of makeup?
Now, I can't see Brittany doing that in a car.
No, but when they were driving, she had on nothing. Then we're only to believe she's got this one duffel bag and this one plaid bag, and that's
I saw that. I was like, really? Not the fashionista who spends all this money per month on all her fabulous clothes. You know what I mean? You know, for this fabulous lifestyle. I noticed that too. Is that really all that she had for a whole month? Oh. No.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. And I don't know if WeTV and Matt Sharp and everybody, if they're just getting lazy with it, and they're just like, nobody will notice, or they're just like, we're so sick of these people, we'll put some more production effort into the next group.
I think it's a mixture of both. Yeah.
All right, so then we get all like Rock and Brittany's memories about, how they first met and blah, blah, blah. And I said, now she has makeup on in a side part on the airplane. Okay.
I'm one of those people, when I'm flying, I don't wear makeup.
I usually don't. The problem is when I'm flying back and forth from here to Mississippi, I'm guaranteed to see somebody either on my plane or in the airport, because always. So sometimes I just, depending on the time of the day, I slap on a little mascara, sort of like I did for this recording.
Okay.
All right. Kimberly and Joey. All right. Tatum opens the envelope, and the alleged father, Joey, is excluded. And it's just like Amari Povich. Joey, you are not the father. Right. Yeah. Not the
and
father.
I told you, I was started as the weeks went on, I really was thinking that little boy was his. I felt like they were morphing into one. I'm like, he just need little sideburns. And that's Joey Jr. right there. So I was actually kind of surprised.
I did not ever think it was going to be. And I also was like, surely they would not be so dumb as to put this on TV. They just pretended. But that's not cute to pretend that you don't know who the father of that baby is, because one day he might watch that.
Well, she always talks about Joey being a cheater, but she was a hoe too.
Yeah. Yeah. She figures out she was pregnant with this kid when she was cheating with Joey. I mean, she couldn't even keep track of it. So Joey's not the father of Kaysen or Kyler or
whichever kid it was.
One of the kids with the K names. And Tatum says, now listen, when Joey gets out of prison, he needs to go live with his mama. He doesn't need, she said, he doesn't need to live here with these children, and this new dog.
She's not wrong.
And Kimberly goes, well, I don't think he would want that. And also his mama won't want that. I mean, I think his mom's like, no, never again.
She's enjoying her life with her matching earrings and t-shirt sets. She's got Christmas parties to go to. She's got bingo to play. She's not trying to chase behind Joey. And you know what? Kimberly signed up for this.
That's right.
What she wanted. So take it.
Yeah. Mom said he can't come back here. So she calls Joey and tells him, you're not the father. And he's like, okay, then, well, we tried. Okay, good to see you. Bye-bye. He doesn't really see
that means we ain't got to pay that money back.
He's like, we've got to rethink this whole thing.
You're right.
Open up that fake letter that I sent you. So in the talking head, she says, Joey has potential to be a great father, a great husband, and a role model for my children. But if he can't get sober, what will I do?
Well, let's start there.
Yeah.
He's not sober. So what kind of a role model is he for your children?
And why does she think he can be what has he shown that he would be a great role model?
What potential has he shown?
I don't know. But I like that, Tatum was like, look, right now they're in La La Land. And
they are.
And he'll get back from rehab and that'll be great. And then he's just going to do it all over again. Which does seem to be the pattern.
We have seen recent pictures of them. Kimberly looks great.
She looks great.
She's lost weight. I think she's a pretty girl anyway, but she looks really, really good. And his hips, they're still thick, but I'm going to knock him down a level. I'm not going to say they're childbearing hips.
Okay.
They're still hips that don't lie. They not lie. I mean, they still got a little jig to them when he walks, but he's looking better. So they look like they're being healthier.
Yeah, I mean, they posted a couple photo shoot where I was like, she told him, wear your best black hat, turn it backwards, and your best gym shorts. So let's get a professional photo shoot. I was like, they could put him in some khakis and a polo shirt or something.
Well, she didn't look that great with what she had on.
She just had on jeans. I was like, what are we doing here?
And like flat sandals.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess that's how they do it in Eden, North Carolina, or wherever the hell they're from.
I guess so.
Okay.
5 weeks later, this was weird. So she's at the water park with the mother-in-law and the kids, and we hear him leaving her a voice message, which is strange, saying that, he loves her so much and she and the boys in his sobriety are his priorities and he's not going to mess up again and he's doing great.
Right. Okay.
Good. Sure.
Good for you.
We believe it, I guess. This episode is brought to you by iRestore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The iRestore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA-cleared device, the iRestore Elite, harnesses the power of low-level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non-invasive, pain-free, and drug-free way to bring your hair back to life. With the iRestore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science-backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too, and we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices, and I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So you can try it risk-free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So are you ready to get medical-grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. Y'all, my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why it feels like luxury in every piece. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks. Okay, so let's go on to Justine and Michael. That's who we're ending with here. And they're putting Maddie's birthday party together because she's having the baby the next day. Mm-hmm. And her mom, Sherry, comes and her grandma, Maureen, arrives. Mm-hmm. Maureen, I'm concerned about Maureen's dental work.
I didn't notice it. Okay, now wait, Mary Payne. That woman looked a good 90. So we're really going to make fun of her teeth?
I didn't say make fun of. I just said I was concerned.
What did they look like?
They were, oddly enough, they sort of looked what Mike's mom's teeth used to look like real spread apart and real buck. Yeah. Like all the teeth got about 3 tooth holes between them.
Oh, poor Maureen. Bless her heart. She's just glad she's there to meet her great grandbaby.
I know. Well, I mean,
God bless. Yeah.
Well, she definitely doesn't know all those kids' names. Definitely.
Oh, God. There's no way. I think she may know Kylie, and that's it.
Yeah, right. She's like, I remember that first, but after that, you lost me. Now, did you notice that Mason and Nova are there? When did they arrive?
Yes.
When did they arrive?
Affording all of these trips. And I have to say, Nova is such a beautiful little girl.
And that Mason's real cute too.
He is too. And what I finally figured out was that out of all the kids, Nova looks the most like Mike.
Mm. Okay. Well, I think Melody looks a lot like Mike, actually.
I don't think she looks anything like Mike.
Okay.
I wonder, was her mom Samoan? She kind of looks Samoan to me a little bit.
So I don't know. So, all right, they're putting together Maddie's birthday party. So Sherry and Maureen arrive and Mason and Nova are there. They weren't there yesterday, but they're there now. No. How did these 2 7-year-olds arrive?
And why would they choose to bring 2 more kids into the house with all that's going on?
Because it's Maddie's first birthday. It's Maddie's first birthday.
All right.
So Sherry's outside talking to the camera and she says, you know, I think this whole thing is ridiculous. I think it's asinine. I don't know why they're doing this, but here I am. And, you know, what makes me even more mad is a week after Mahat and Barbie was born, Michael told me he was getting a vasectomy. What I mean, he acted like to Justine getting a vasectomy was the worst thing in the world.
Yes, he sure did. So he said he wanted to be able to have kids when he was 72.
Because what if God blessed him? She's like, who are you going to have kids with when you're 72? Not me. It's going to be like that Hardy guy that owns Nemacolin.
That's what I was thinking. Yes, with a lot less money.
Dave was like, how does he even know those kids are his? 91.
Right?
Oh, okay. So in the talking head, Michael says he wakes up every day and says, today is a blessing. You know, the kids are excited. They can't wait for the little brother. Like, we feel so, you know, blessed. I feel so blessed to have Justine. And, you know, ever since we had Maddie, she's sort of the bridge that has kind of like united. He goes, Manhattan is the bridge, no pun intended, that has united both sets of kids. So that's good. But although they had Maddie when the 2 kids had a fist fight that we saw in this episode. So,
and he knocked a hole in the wall.
Maddie was around at that time.
But it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Anyway, it's still a blessing.
So Sherry and the grandma are talking to Justine and asking all the questions about what did the doctor say about the high risk pregnancy and what could happen and the bleed out and the, you know, tearing of the healing of the lining. And Sherry's like, yeah, well, you didn't let your body heal long enough. And then she says, yeah, Mom, it's like really serious. Like, they told me to write a will and figure out what we would do with the kids. That's when she tells her mom that Kylie and Michael would split having control of the younger kids. And Sherry goes, well, that's ridiculous. Kylie's in college. And Sherry says, I have no intention of letting Kylie quit school. And Justine's like, you don't have a say in it. And I've already talked to my daughter about it. And no, she can't like not care of her brother because she has to go to class. I was like, well,
that was horrible.
Yes, she can actually, you know.
Yeah, that was horrible. And it goes back, you know, I've never been a Justine fan.
I know.
She that was so selfish of her because if something were to happen to her, her thing would be, Kylie, I still want you to go on with your life.
Yeah.
You still live your life.
Get an education so then you can get a better job to help your brothers. Yeah.
She doesn't think like that because she's got a fucking bird brain over there. Like, bird brain. She does. I just, you know, and then she pops an attitude about her mom. Your mom came. She still came.
And brought back up.
You keep bitching about your mom. I think your mom is just sick of you being so stupid.
Just
And
so
she
irresponsible.
yeah, and she has to come in like Captain Save-A-Ho to help you with these kids. And also, you're living in that house because of your mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she still wants to be bitchy. I feel like Justine has been like this her whole life.
Yeah. And I do think that the way Sherry acts to Justine is a consequence of Justine's actions,
Exactly. I agree.
Sherry tells us she is a ICU trauma nurse.
Yeah.
So she knows what Justine's
Yes.
explaining all the things. And she goes, and the doctors, they have to tell you everything, the worst case scenario. So no, I'm not worried.
Which is what we've all been saying this whole season every time she has said high risk. Think about if we had got $1 for every time she said high risk, we'd almost have enough money to buy a lion, like that man that you were talking about earlier.
A lion. So the talking head Justine says, I have serious connection issues with my mom. Like, I just can't get there with her. This is a time when you should just be able to lean on your mother, and I can't. And I'll never feel that I'm good enough. I'll never be good enough. And it's hard when you feel like you don't have the support you need, from your mother. But again, I think Justine needs to look at what has made her mother hard towards her.
And she refuses to do that.
Yeah. So it's the day of the new baby being born. It's 5:26 a.m. They're running late. They have all the kids with them.
That made no sense.
Except Melody. Where's Melody? Melody hasn't been here the whole episode.
She was not there.
Because I was counting.
Absolutely right.
It's like I'm counting and one is missing. And then I had to look. I was like, dun, 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 dun. Oh, Melody's not there. But she lives with them.
But I wondered if she go back home.
You wonder if she flew to get the little kids to bring them, or I don't know.
She was not there at all.
She was not there. She was never there. She wasn't at the party. She wasn't at the hospital.
I'm sure she's like, I refuse to help take care of another child.
Yeah. She's like, I'm tired.
This is a lot.
It's a lot. So they have all the kids with them, and the talking head, Mike says, we decided to bring all the kids with us because it'll be very important to Justine to be able to say goodbye if something happens.
Okay. They are just really doing way too much with this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's serious because it is surgery.
Yeah.
But they have really exaggerated this whole thing all season long to the point that we're exhausted, to the point that we almost don't care.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I was like, are they going to put all those kids in that room with her? But no, they had them all sitting out in the lobby just waiting. 5 o'clock in the morning.
For one thing, you have to be a certain age to even go in those labor and delivery rooms. And that was a van full of damn kids.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sure the hospital staff was like, hold up, what is going on here?
And they're like, and she's having another one? What is it, the Duggars? What's going on?
Exactly. There was no reason for the kids to all be there.
So Justine, she's got her little surgical hat on. They've got the IVs and stuff in her, and they're getting her ready. And Mike hugs his mom, and Maria says, I saw Sherry wiping her tears. And she goes, no, I had gunk in my eye. No. And we get a replay of their love story about her picking up from prison. Mm-hmm. And whoa, was that man hot when he came out of prison.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the new haircut.
I'm not either. I'm not feeling those super tight braids. But oh my God, was he hot? He was so hot.
He's still a good looking guy, but
yeah,
he is quite healthy now.
Yes. He has not missed a meal.
And the haircut is not that he cut the hair. It's just a bad haircut.
You mean like the super tight braids?
No. He cut his hair off.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I thought I seen you a picture of it.
It's just maybe you did. I don't know. I could have forgotten.
It's not a good haircut at all.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So she starts crying because she's worried before surgery, and she's 38 weeks pregnant, so she's emotional. So they take her into surgery. She has the baby. She's fine, but she's very out of it when they are filming her. She's like, oh, like her eyes.
Yeah.
The baby was 6 pounds, 3 ounces, has tons of hair, and they decided they would name him Million Banks Persad. So he's a Million Banks. I think it would have been better to be Banks Million.
Banks is a cute name.
Banks is cute.
But it's
Million.
like they went to the same Name Your Baby book that Nick Cannon went for all of his children.
Oh my God, those kids.
Name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Million.
It's still not as bad as Manhattan Barbie.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, what did somebody say they should name the baby Bronx Ken? But Million Banks. So I guess they're going to be Maddie and Millie, I guess is what we're going for here. Right?
Okay.
Because we got Melody, Michael Jr., Nova, Mason. So Nova has got to be the one kid that is from that other
different
woman.
Mom. And she's like, I'm not doing the M theme. No. The closest I'll get to it is an N. Live with that.
So they're all, sitting and talking, and Justine says the scar tissue wasn't a problem. It was fine. And their tubes are out. And he was like, I saw him take those tubes out. So they go out and they're telling the kids, and Michael Jr., this is when I realized Melody wasn't there, because they had all the kids there.
Yeah.
And Michael Jr. says, I'm very excited to have another brother. And Mason goes, I'm glad not to be the youngest little brother anymore. Oh,
so cute.
They all go in, they look at the baby, and sweet Mason is like, Million, I love you. I was like, oh,
their kids are
cute,
sweet kids.
Cute.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, the mom, Maria, and Mike are being like sweet with each other. I love you so much. And then we do a talking head with Justine talking about Million Banks. And she's like, I love him so much. He's my last baby. He's the last one I felt kick. He's the last baby I'm going to have. Okay, that's fine. You've given birth to 4. You're good. No, she gave birth to 5.
Wait.
Because she had 3 and then she had 2.
That's right. Yeah. Poor Kylie was like, oh, thank God she survived, so I don't have to take care of her fucking kids. I could just continue with my college education. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Thank God I didn't have to move out of the sorority house, to come home and raise kids.
These children, yes.
Oh, God. So 1 month later, they're doing like a talking head together with both. They've got them dressed exactly alike, of course, because that's now what they're going to do.
Their thing. Yeah.
All right. So then we get the closing cards, and we see Bianca and Daniel have moved into a new apartment. Bianca wears her promise ring, but hopes for an engagement ring. Wow. We see them together, but now we know that they're not. Kimberly's divorce finally came through. Woo!
Thank God.
Joey's out of rehab and back to living with Kimberly and the kids. And according to Keisha, they're doing great.
As far as what they show us.
Right.
Yeah.
Melissa dreams of a destination wedding. Louis is studying to be a realtor so they can afford it.
Okay.
All right. So he's got a lot of careers. He needs to, okay.
Pick one.
Rob and Tinny have not spoken to Kate since filming ended.
Huh. Okay.
That's interesting.
I wonder what happened.
She just probably hadn't reached out because she probably realized he didn't got any money.
Maybe.
And Rob finally got rid of his tattoo, but they didn't show us what he replaced it with.
They didn't. I
wanted to know. Zaria and Troy are planning a real wedding, and we see them like sitting on a pier, and she's reading the thing that he wrote about the engagement. I mean the anniversary. Yana now allows baby Troy to visit Troy. In Syracuse. Okay. Maybe he's not baked all the time when he's with his kid.
That would be good and very responsible and good parenting. Yeah.
Key Rock moved back to Virginia after Brittany's parole transfer was denied again, and Brittany worked selling makeup to pay off her restitution. So we've seen that she works at a store in Short Pump, which is a subdivision in Richmond. So I guess that's what they mean. But I hope that he got a good job, because it seems like he had that good job in Houston.
I don't know. But you know how men are for pussy.
Oh, gross, Keisha.
Right on back to Virginia.
Oh, Keisha. Maria still lives with Michael and Justine and 6 of the 9 kids. So what 3 are not there? Nova, Mason, Kylie? or is Kylie living there while she's in college?
No. She lives like on campus.
On campus. Okay, then that's
yeah.
The Melody is there.
Yeah. Wait, did you catch me do my fingers?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. You're counting like Michael Jr., Melody.
Yeah.
Justine and Michael recently released their first duet, and we hear it. And again, like we said at the top,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
No Grammys, no BET Award performances are in their future, but hey.
You never know.
I think we know.
Okay, you guys, at the end of this week, we're going to release an episode that's going to be Keisha and I's top 10 love life during lockup moments as a bonus episode. And we would like your suggestions because we've got a few. We've got a few, but we want suggestions so we can compile a list. So we're going to have a list. We're going to talk about each moment, why it was important. And that is a bonus episode that will be released on Friday of this week. Keisha's looking at me like, okay, what?
All right, bitch, we did not discuss any of this, but I'm just going to go along with it because we're on camera and we'll talk about it afterwards. No, just kidding. That's fine.
We haven't planned a time for recording it.
I was like, I didn't know it was coming up this soon. She just said this month. Literally, the text message said this month and she said this week. I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Okay, well, all right. When Ingrid says something, we have to do it. We don't have a choice.
Because Ingrid is that chick, and if it came from her, it is good advice, and we're going to take the suggestion.
She said we have to do it, so that's what we're doing. Okay. So if anybody has suggestions, DM Keisha at the Libra Lounge with Keisha over on Instagram, or DM me, Pink Shade Pod on Instagram. And speaking of the Libra Lounge with Keisha, what are you guys talking about this week?
I don't know. We're recording tonight, and I haven't done a show layout. And I'm trying to think of any like really salacious things been happening with the celebrities, and it's been kind of a quiet week. But for sure, we're going to be doing a 1,000 Pound Sisters recap.
Okay. Well, I this week I've been very focused on the CEO of United Healthcare getting shot in the middle of the street in Manhattan.
Yeah. I'm too immature to ever talk about something like that on my show. So that is some crazy shit.
That's another thing Dave and I were researching in the car on the way home to pass the time. I was researching that to see. I think the police absolutely know who this guy is. They're just not saying it. They're going to wait till they get him. You've got his full face.
They do. And like he's smiling like, I did a great job. But I mean, there's something so much deeper here because of the things that were written on the bullets. Yeah.
But they said also that could have been like a red herring to like try to throw them off. To think it is about the guy's job. But, my first initial thought was, his wife did that. His wife hired somebody. It's always my first thought. I watch a lot of Dateline. Yeah.
How much is this guy worth?
Couple billion.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been living separately for a while. And yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I need to start paying a little bit more attention.
That's always my first thought. My first thought is always the spouse did it, Now,
okay,
I may be proven wrong, but when I am proven right, I would like everybody to know that. And I have it on. I sent it to Katie and Kimberly, Dateline. Sent it to Katie and Kimberly and said the wife did it, and they're like, "Oh, that's your initial thought." I go, "That's my initial thought."
Well, I mean, now that you said the living apart and how much he's worth, yeah. Oh,
very, very interesting. So I'm into that. I'm into them finding this guy and finding out if he was like a hired hitman, obvious, or if he was doing it because United Healthcare denied a claim for his dad or something. It's going to be one of those two things.
It has to be.
Yeah, because this person knew exactly where he was going to be at exactly what time.
And he's not trying to hide out. It's not like very well. He's not. I mean. He was kind of smiling, like was smiling for the camera.
Well, that picture that they have of him, all the other pictures, he has a mask on. But in that one picture they have of him smiling, he was at the youth hostel and he was flirting with the front desk girl.
Well, because he's kind of cute. From what I saw, he's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. People were like, "Is that Timothy Chalamet?"
Because he's cute. I was like, well, okay.
I can't even say Timothy Chalamet. I have to be like, Timothy Chalamet.
Why do you say what?
I don't know why.
Is that French, the Chalamet?
It's as Timothy Chalamet, but the way that it's spelled is like Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, it is. It is. Just Kylie Jenner's boyfriend.
Yes, that's right. And I think they're legit, actually, which is.
They seem to be going pretty strong. I mean, sometimes you just got to give up on the rappers.
Listen, she had her 2 kids with the same guy.
Yes, she did.
That seems to be their Kardashian way.
Yes, it is.
Even if they're terrible, go ahead and keep having kids so they all have the same dad.
Same dad, yes, no. yes. That's true.
Unfortunately, Kim is saddled with Kanye for the rest of her life, but seemed like a good idea at the time.
At the time? Well, he was okay at the time.
I think he was.
He's just not now.
Not now, bless him. All right, everybody, go and listen to the Libra Lounge with Keisha, please. And DM us and let us know if you have some good ideas for top 10 moments of love after lockup. And that episode will be a bonus episode for you right here on the free feed on Friday. You're welcome. Merry Christmas. And by the way, guys, also still selling tickets for the moment. That's on Thursday night. That's with me, Kimberly, and Katie. We're covering The Case of the Christmas Diamond, a Hallmarky type movie on Peacock about a Christmas diamond. Still haven't watched it. Probably going to watch it tonight and take some notes. Kimberly is living her best life. She's at the Taylor Swift concert in Canada. She went to she's going to the very last show.
Is that the last performance? Oh, well, that's fancy.
I know. She's in Vancouver amongst her people. Yeah.
I wanted to say this. So if you're from like the Houston area and you're looking for a new documentary, it's just like a one, it's not a series, it's a one show. But when I was in elementary school, there was this huge case about the cheerleader murder scheme.
Yeah, I remember.
Where, ID Channel is going to cover it. Like the actual girl whose mom was trying to kill someone else, she's going to be telling that story. So that comes on this Wednesday. And I'm because that was like huge down here.
I remember it
when it happened. Yes. So if you remember that story, make sure to check that out on Wednesday.
So it's good. ID Channel is Wednesday night.
Is it called, I can't remember that.
Okay, everybody just look it up. The Texas cheerleader.
Cheerleader something.
Plot for murder. ID Channel.
Something. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, DM us with ideas. And Keisha, I'll talk to you later. And we'll be back with you guys on Friday.
All right.
Hi, everybody. This is Kimberly.
And this is Katie.
And this is Mary Payne. And we're here to tell you guys about our moment. Kimberly, tell them what a moment is.
A moment is like a moment. It has everything. This moment has everything. It is a virtual online holiday party. Well, the guests in the chat talking, having a little drinky, little appetizers. You have to make them. We can't send them to you. And we are on screen having a raucous blast.
Our moment is on Thursday, December 12th at 5 o'clock Pacific and 8 o'clock Eastern. Be there.
Yeah, we're going to cover a movie. It's called The Case of the Christmas Diamond. You can catch it on Peacock, and we haven't watched it, but we hope it's going to be terrible.
In our moment.
Our moment.
Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern on Thursday, December 12th. Don't forget the date.
Now you can watch it for like 4 days after.
Yes.
But it's way more fun to be there in person, I will say.
Yes.
Because it's like a drunken holiday party.
There will be special guests. We are going to be opening gifts that we're going to send to each other. If you saw last year, we sent each other amazing gifts. This year, they're going to be the gifts are going to be topped. I've already gotten my gifts. Going to be wrapping them very soon. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, Katie and I are totally on top of that.
We're right on top of that, Jan.
Everybody, join us for the moment. December 12th, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Tickets are $22. You can find the link in the show notes at datewithdateline.com, pinkshadepodcast.com, our Instagrams, wherever you're listening to our podcast, you can click, there'll be a link and buy the tickets because you're going to be really sad if you miss it.
Because it's going to be momentous.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Nailed it.
Okay.
You'll have
Nailed
momentous.
Okay. We'll end it there.
Okay.
We'll see you on the 12th. Bye.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.